Good afternoon, folks. Yeah, sorry I'm a little bit late. I was watching a Trek Yards episode, or a Trek Yards live stream, so. Alright, now we can. Oh, slow down. Slow down. Alright, yes, I know I think I said what our next episode was going to be, but no, we're not doing Beyond the Nexus. We're doing another one because I had to go back because I wasn't sure where that episode fell in my other series that I did, so we're going to be doing Survivor instead. Under Yesterday's War.
Some time ago, there was a temporal disruption involving the USS Enterprise C. We thought the matter was fully resolved, but there was an oversight. We need to find one of the Enterprise C survivors, a temporal duplicate of Starfleet Admiral Tanay. Until we reconcile her displacement, the timeline is in jeopardy. There's one person in particular that can provide the location of the survivors, Sela of Romulus. We believe she's operating in the Cytor system. Meet me there to search for Sela and enlist her aid.
Yeah, I'm not even going to ask how you came back because that's a whole nother level. All the temporal stuff. Alright, what do we get out of this? I think I already... No, I don't have any of this set yet, so... Man, I'm running out of bank space. Some of the stuff I really don't need. But I don't know where to put it right now. Oh, excuse me. This is a different set than the set that it's showing. And then this one goes to a different set too. Alright, hold on. Let me just get some of this. See if I can put some of this stuff in the bank. So much of this food in here. Some of it's rare, so I don't want to get rid of any of it. Well, I guess it shouldn't be that hard to find. Well, I guess the only reason why I'm saving all this is because for the chef bridge officer stuff. Alright, so I don't need this. Put that in storage for now. That in storage. And some of the stuff I can actually, like this stuff, I can actually replicate, so I don't need that anymore. Those I can replicate. That's good for now. Did I not accept the mission?
Some time ago, there was a... Stay safe out there.
Now we have the mission. Let's begin Survivor. Now entering the Cytor system. No sign of any ships or on the sensors, Romulan or otherwise. Admiral Transporter Room reports Agent Daniels has just beamed in. Welcome aboard, Agent. What is your take on all this?
If she's here, we'll need to draw her out. Sela is not easily found if she doesn't want to be. In the meantime, there's a structure on one of the larger asteroids, but the mineral content there is making long-range scanning difficult. I recommend we take a closer look.
What sort of structure?
Looks like a small base of some kind. Industrial. possibly military. Whatever it is, it's running at low power. We'll get a better idea at close range.
Understood. Take us closer.
Our intel shows a lot of Romulan activity in this system, in Sela's name. Command believes she's planning an assault of some kind and gathering tactical resources. This looks like an abandoned Tal Shiar base, or what's left of one.
Scan.
It looks like the interior has been stripped of anything useful over an extended period of time. This could be the work of Sela's forces. They've been... Wait! Picking up enemy contacts. Romulan ships decloaking.
Shields up. Red alert. Of course they are.
Those ships were older, but battle-ready and in good repair. It's unusual of them to run so quickly. We should stay sharp. There's probably more of them out there waiting under cloak. In the meantime, we damage their propulsion systems in the fight. They're leaking plasma. As long as they keep leaking plasma, we can follow their trail. They're not trying to lose us. I've got a bad feeling about this.
See, they have yet to finish out. Well, I'll discuss that at the end. I don't want to discuss it now. It's a little too soon to be talking about the end of this episode.
Unidentified ship, you are trespassing in sovereign Romulan space, and you are outnumbered. Surrender now.
Nice to see you too, Sela.
Oh, it's you again.
We're not here to fight, Sela. Stand down.
No. You are still trespassing in my space, and I could use a new ship for my armada.
Alert, tactical, fire to disable only. Destroyed one of their ships. They said the Pharaoh can destroy the other ships.
Fine, we'll talk. Cut to the chase and tell me what it is you want.
Hold on, give me a sec. Information, specifically on the location of certain Tal Shiar prisoners.
Ah, I'd wondered when you'd get around to looking for the Enterprise C survivors.
Logical deduction, where are they?
When the Enterprise C survivors were taken, my father agreed to let the rest of the crew live, so long as Lieutenant Yar served as his concubine. She was executed, but my father held to his word. I am aware of their location, but I will only take you there if you agree to bring me with you.
If you come with us, you agree to be arrested. No tricks.
And what assurances do I have that I won't simply be executed? I will not agree to my death.
We'll make arrangements for incarceration, not execution.
If I agree to this, I will be held in house arrest, somewhere reasonably pleasant by my own standards. I will not be cut off from access to the outside world, and I will not be given any sort of death penalty. Further, you will allow my crew and their ships to go without harassment.
I'm sure such arrangements can be made. Prepare to beam aboard.
The survivors of the Enterprise C were sent to a Tal Shiar prison world. Set a course for the Pictet system. I shall make my way to the bridge of this quaint little ship.
Very well, Helm. Plot a course. Warp out.
I'm reading several Tholian ships on sensors,
Of course.
along with some
Tholians have to
unusual
be
temporal
involved.
fluctuations. Tholians dislike anything involving time travel. We should be cautious. If they think we're responsible, they may become hostile.
Agreed. Anything you'd like to add, Sela?
This is the Pictet system, one of many worlds where the Tal Shiar would send assets important enough to keep, but not threatening enough to kill. Supplies to this world stopped when Hobus was destroyed, but the Enterprise C crew are proven survivors. I admit the Tholians being here is new. Surely they won't be too difficult for you to handle.
Shields up. Helm, take us in.
Do not intrude. The anomaly will be eradicated. Leave now.
Sorry, can't do that.
Left shield failing. Right shield failing. Rear shield failing. Hull shield have failed.
Tholians were performing a detailed scan of the anomaly. Something caused it to destabilize quickly. Not a good sign. Another temporal anomaly. It was emitting high levels of tachyon radiation and chronotons before it dispersed. I'll need more data, but I think it was an unstable gateway into transdimensional space.
I see.
Scan one. I want to see what they were so interested in.
Don't give orders on my ship, Sela.
My most sincere apologies. I am
Hi.
so used to command and to quick efficiency. I just thought perhaps it would be better if we continued with the mission before more Tholians show up. We can stand around and talk if you like.
Set a course for anomaly. Sela, remember your place. You're a guest on my ship. You don't give orders on my ship. Well, I'm playing it right now, but I'm doing this episode first.
Based on these readings, I believe I've found an origin point for these anomalies. They're coming from the planet below. I suggest sending an away team down to collect data.
Flaming GLaDOS. Right, let's get down and wait. Shields up. Tholians.
I am detecting signs of habitation, but there's a lot of temporal disturbances down there. They're making it hard to obtain a clear reading at this distance.
Let's go down for a closer look. Sela?
Assemble your most able crewmen and... My apologies. This is your ship. You give the orders.
Indeed. Daniel, Sela, you're with me. Let's beam down and see what's happening. Okay. I'm going to bring an engineer, one of my science. That's not who I wanted. And they'll bring me up. Excuse me.
We've beamed down into an open courtyard within what's left of the Tal Shiar prison. Doesn't look like it's been inhabited for some time. I'm reading a number of temporal anomalies nearby, but my tricorder's having trouble analyzing the data. We're going to need to get closer.
Understood.
The shipments of supplies stopped long ago. Anyone alive down here will have a hard time. I suppose that's too bad for Admiral Tanay.
Well, she's not an admiral, and this one's not an admiral. Who said anything about Admiral Tanay?
That is what this is about, isn't it? There are two of her and no one else. If you find her, I doubt she will be alive.
We're going to search for her regardless.
This world was abandoned by the Tal Shiar decades ago. I doubt there's anyone left. The survivors of the Enterprise C might have left personal items behind.
Yeah, well, after what? A little over 30 years? Not sure how they would survive, but okay.
This datapad dates back to the late 23rd century. It lacks power, but it should work once it's recharged.
See if you can power it up. There could be useful data on it. But how could something from over 100 years ago survive? That's another interesting question.
This place hasn't been inhabited for a while. Thing is, the tricorder is giving a range of time from 3 months to 30 years. We're dealing with some serious temporal flux here.
That could be a problem. Let's keep moving.
That's one of the temporal anomalies. I wouldn't recommend entering its area of effect. From what I'm reading here, contact with the anomaly will do considerable damage to anything organic. That being said, I believe we can deal with this. Stand over there, and between the two of us, we should be able to nullify the anomaly.
Understood. Over here?
Someone's been here recently. The tricorder's picking up numerous signs of habitation in the area. By the look of things, someone stripped this area of all useful items and moved on.
We should move on too. Well, we'll need to find a way past the gate.
This gate appears to have been locked from the outside. Perhaps they knew about the anomaly but didn't have the means to handle it.
No, sorry.
Ah,
Well,
there's
actually,
a
I do
manual
have a disk
override
on it.
over there near our beam down site.
I don't
We can use it to open the gates.
The controls appear to be behind some gates and more temporal anomalies.
When we disrupted this anomaly, it seemed to fracture, forcing more anomalies into our timeline. I think we might be able to use that to our benefit, though. I'll stay here and act as an anchor. Find the best spot and use your tricorder to emit the dispersal pattern again. We should be able to push those bubbles away from the gate controls. If you get stuck, I'll be able to get you out of trouble.
Alright, I'll disperse the anomalies and make a path to the gate controls.
The gate controls are trapped within an anomaly. We'll have to disperse it to use them.
Alright. Yay, puzzle game.
Looks like some of the closed gateways are rusted now. Find another spot.
Well, I tried to adjust my mic volume. Sometimes it just doesn't want to work. I thought I had it fixed. Hey, now I'm trapped. Yay! Okay. Sorry, whoever's trying to call me. I'm kind of busy right now. It's been a little bit since I've done this mission, so... Oh. Okay, there we go. Probably couldn't hear me because he was
I think I
probably
can see a
talking.
clear path to the controls.
Yeah, I do have Discord, but I haven't really used it a whole lot.
The gate's open. Try to disperse where you are. It should open an escape path for you.
Alrighty. Alright, Daniels.
Excellent. The gate's open, and we can continue our search for Tanae. Well done. Before we move on, I've managed to bring the datapad online again. It might contain clues on what happened. Looks like it's a personal unit. The primary user is Lieutenant Tasha Yar of Starfleet.
Are you certain?
Give me that. The first entry dates to 2389, nearly 40 years after she was
More than
executed.
40 years.
Or at least 40 years after she was supposed to have been executed.
Well, let's see the entry.
I am Natasha Yar, Security Chief for the Federation Starship Enterprise D. Well, at least that's who I was. For the past 40 years, I've been Talshiar Prisoner 24601. But even that changed a week ago. Our regular supply drops from the Star Empire stopped 3 months ago. The guards started caring too much about what might be going on elsewhere in the quadrant and caring too little about their prisoners. We were able to overpower them.
Continue.
We've managed to recover some data pads like this one, but there isn't enough here for us to call for help or escape. I'm leaving this record in case anyone comes looking for us. Sela, if you find this, I still love you. I've missed you. Lieutenant Yar was supposed to have been executed. My father said it happened. There were witnesses. How can... Clearly, there was some judicious alteration of history.
Of course. So it would appear.
The Enterprise C survivors were here, but something drove them away. Something more than the loss of supplies. We should continue looking for the survivors. Your duplicate of Tanae may yet be alive on this rock.
Your father lied to you.
It would not have been the first time. No doubt he thought she might still have been useful in some way. I can see the pity in your eyes. Keep it. His decision allowed me to become the person I am. I do not regret that.
I just think it might be hard to hear now. Tasha was alive all that time.
Look, there's a path ahead. This anomaly looks more stable than the others. It's probably less deadly, but let's not find out now.
Okay, we don't need to go overkill, Scraven. There's just a couple spiders. Examine half-buried datapad.
The generators died, no one knows why. Richard thinks it might have been the big predators. Tanae thinks she might be able to salvage some of the parts. I hope she can. She's been glaring over the remains for the last 3 hours. 2 more dead. We can't stay here. animals know the feds won't harm them anymore. I rigged an early warning system using a trick I learned growing up on Turkana 4, but that won't stop them. We took a vote, and we're moving. We'll build a new settlement in the old secondary supply bunker the Tal Shiar abandoned 20 years ago. The surviving guard has agreed to guide us there. Loyalty to the Tal Shiar fades. You've been stranded with the inmates.
What do you say about that, Sela?
Lieutenant Yar never discussed Turkana 4. When I was older, I discovered why. She was a survivor. It is clear that her arrangement with my father was just that. Obviously, she continued that trait into her existence here. There's more ground to cover.
Indeed, let's keep following the path.
There's another unstable anomaly. The anomaly has left some of the rock in a molten state.
You took readings in orbit. Surely we should continue looking.
Dispersing the anomaly.
Clearly, these anomalies must be connected to your mission. Now, while you take a leisurely stroll through the jungle, I will be moving on. It appears that there are more survivors than initially believed.
On that, we're in agreement. Let's keep searching.
There's a lot of interference, but I think I'm picking up a life sign. Tanae!
Go away! Leave this place!
It seems your duplicate, Tanae, is still alive.
No!
And she isn't pleased to
Please,
see
not
you.
again!
I don't really
Stay
blame her.
away!
I wasn't exactly thrilled
Stay
to see you
away!
again either.
Got overlapping cinematics going on there. I will when I'm done. This mission's not done yet. I see a structure ahead. Let's check it out.
She's run off, but there's an even larger anomaly close by.
Yeah, this one's gonna be fun. I love this one.
It looks like it was a structure at one point,
It was.
but I doubt any survivors would
Another
remain in
temporal
a
anomaly,
ruin
and this
like
one
this.
is larger than the last. There are temporal eddies moving through the area, and a few stable locations between them. Now, if you establish temporal stabilizers in these 3 locations, we can disperse the anomaly and get a better look at the area.
Understood. They didn't exactly show me with the 3 locations. Follow the blue circle. Oh crap! Nope. In the blue circle. I don't want to be aged 40
There's a stable
years.
pocket ahead of you. Set up the first stabilizer there.
Okay.
That's the first stabilizer. 2 more to go.
Aw, I gotta wait for my ride to come back. Nope, I'm not going that way. I'm going this way. What? What the heck? I was trying to move and it wasn't letting me. Ah, crap. I'm just screwing everything up now, aren't I? Ah, help me. Ah, crap. I am stuck. Yeah, I can't move very fast. I can't even move. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just screwed that up, didn't I? Ah, crap. Move. That's the one I want. Well, at least I'm trying to keep close to it. There we go. easy to do with a keyboard and mouse. Stay right here. One more. There we go.
Incredible! Dispersing the anomaly restored more than I expected. We should look for clues.
Okay, what have we got here? Let's see, are you just gonna... I guess Temet's just gonna stand out there? Alright, I guess they're watching Sela.
We found an entire grove of saplings. Richard swears the same area was full of towering trees last week. He might be mistaken. We're both getting older. I thought I saw a Romulan in the brush. He was wearing a 22nd century style uniform. When I looked again, he was gone. Maybe I'm going senile. Richard insists I'm too young. Maybe it's because the outside world has been on my mind. Sela has been on my mind. I wonder what happened to her.
Well, she became the Empress of the Romulan Empire before it was destroyed, and yeah.
While her father was a Tal Shiar general, he
Well, and she
spared
followed in
my
her
life
father's
in the end.
footsteps.
Perhaps he wasn't petty and cruel to her. I hope he wasn't. If you should find this, happy 50th birthday, Sela. I have missed you. I only regret we were separated.
Alright. Scraven, what have you been eating, man? You phased through the floor. Oh, there we go. That's the other one. I knew there was another one here somewhere.
Shelter ruined, last tricorder gone, half our stores destroyed, 5 dead. The hunters and gatherers returned to find many dead and unconscious. I used my emergency medic training, but I was a security officer, not a doctor. Devek might not make it. None of them can remember what happened. Without the tricorder, we can't scan the area, or for internal injuries. I suspect that there is something on the planet causing anomalies of some kind. Danae has not reacted well. She's been talking to herself and keeping apart from everyone. A problem for later. Survival now.
Yeah, well, a lot has gone on in the last 40 plus years.
Some sort of temporal inversion happened here. Some of the rock returned to an earlier molten state, while some of the building materials aged over 200 years. Anyone standing close to these objects would have been affected as well, regressed to infancy, or aged to the grave.
Same thing could happen to us if we're not careful.
Well, I suppose it was nice that Yar thought of me. But that doesn't change the fact that she was going to steal me away like a thief in the night. If she had truly cared, she would have stayed where she was. My father was not cruel or petty, at least not to me. He was hard because he needed to be. I thrived because of it.
I see.
The Enterprise C survivors were surprisingly resilient. Tasha's notes are more sparse, but seem to record a productive, if primitive, community. They mention a secondary site close by. If your Vulcan survived, there may be others, and they may be close.
We should keep looking.
Over here! There's a path with recent footprints.
Okay.
I'm reading another anomaly, further down the path.
Yeah, and
name I
there's
can
some
hear.
company too.
The Tanae anomaly and its allies must be purged.
Who said anything about us being the anomaly's allies? We're from the current timeline. We're not from this messed up timeline. Actually, no. Technically, we're from the 23rd century. But we work for
That Tholian away team
whoever
must have
Daniels
beamed
works
down
for,
to
even though we
investigate
don't
the
get very many
anomalies.
missions from them. All the missions we did get from them, we've already completed. Okay, we are following tracks. More spiders. Nope, back up. Examine the tracks.
This looks to be a well-worn path.
You think? No, I just thought it was just a clearing in the forest.
Some recent footprints here, heading the other way. They might have run into Tholians.
I thought I saw a spider over there, but I guess not. Oh, they're there. They're just hiding.
It seems your Vulcan passed this way recently. Perhaps the cavern mentioned Natasha's logs is nearby. We should follow the tracks.
We're headed towards those rocks.
It seems many of the refugees would be alive if it weren't for the anomalies. I wonder how many are left now.
I don't know. But it's a 40-year time.
I'm detecting
Time
signs
frame.
of recent habitation in this location.
Or it's a
Maybe we'll
40-year
find
period
more
of time.
answers.
We'll see. Some more answers to answers we already know. Well, somebody's been here recently. Got a fire burn. Okay, why is it not letting me? Oh, do I have to do it outside?
This was some sort of dwelling up until a few months ago. If I'm reading this right, there was an explosion of tetrion particles here. A fatal one, judging by the organic residue on the walls. No one's been living here since, according to these tricorder readings.
Understood. Let's keep searching. They may have left something behind.
The anomalies are temporal in origin. I watched Richard wither and die before my eyes. An anomaly appeared, and moments later he aged 100 years. We buried him this morning in the clearing. I never expected he and I would end this way. I miss him. was a wonderful partner for these last decades, a good man. We built a wonderful life despite it all. My only regret is that Sela never got to know how kind and brave Richard was. He'd have been such a wonderful stepfather. Tanae hasn't been seen in days. I'm worried she won't come back. I'm worried she will. I thought her strange behavior might be a degenerative Vulcan sickness, but she was answering questions before they were asked, and she's been close to every anomaly that's happened. Maybe I'm jumping in shadows. The part of me that is still a security officer on the Enterprise doesn't think I am, though.
Alright, next one.
This is today. I have agreed to report the final words of Natasha Yar and to hold this log for the future. If there is one, if it isn't here already, What? No! Focus.
Continue.
Natasha Yar died of a fever. She wished for the story of the crew of the Enterprise C to be remembered. They were brave beyond expectation.
In two
She wished for
timelines.
her daughter to know that she was loved and that Natasha lived a long and happy life. But Natasha missed her, and she hoped her daughter's life was wonderful. Natasha requests that if this log is found, that this record be conveyed to Sela of Romulus and to the Federation.
Continue.
Do not come near me. End log.
Let's see where this cave leads, Admiral. Tanae may be close by, and we need to find her before these anomalies get worse. Agreed. Let's proceed to the cave and continue our search. I think she actually got buried properly.
I think I see movement in the bushes. Tanae?
Stop following me!
We're here to help you.
No.
Come on.
No. Go away!
Come with me.
Told you to stay away!
Come with me. We'll be able to help fix everything.
I am dangerous. You should not be here. No one can be here. No! Not again! Oh!
Not again. What do you mean?
No! Not again!
There's a new anomaly forming.
Folians!
Purge the anomaly. Purge the contaminated.
Ow. Alright, Tanae, I don't know what happened to you. Just got all stuck. Alright, well, I guess I gotta respawn because everybody doesn't want to join up with me.
Tanae.
Stop. Stop. Please. Yeah, that was a little rough. Definitely take that one since I have room for that. Alright, Tanae, let's... Okay.
Tanae, the anomalies that have been occurring were caused by decades of temporal interference. Because of what happened with the Enterprise C,
Temporal ambassador.
you exist in two places at once. We can fix this. You and your counterpart can be reintegrated. Your memories will be integrated as well, but the anomalies will stop.
We can help you. You don't have to run anymore.
I see the logic in your presence here. I am anomalous. My presence here must be sufficiently reconciled to preserve the order of things. I presume you are here to accomplish this. Thus, I will go with you.
We'll fix this, Tanae. You don't have to hide any longer. Admiral, there's something you should see. I scanned the area for Tholians after the last attack. While I didn't find any, I picked up something else. Judging by these readings, I believe I found the remains of the Enterprise C crew. Understood. Let's confirm this. Well, yeah, it's the big giant tree in the middle of small, tall trees. And the only tree with orange leaves. There we are. Also, yeah, see, there's Natasha's.
All this time, she was here. I believed she was dead. Tasha believed I might come looking for her. She believed it so strongly she left logs in case. Tanae held her logs for her. And now, she is truly dead.
I'm sorry.
This place has led to some interesting revelations, shall we say? I think it best we leave before more Tholians show up.
Agreed. Transfer standing by. Yes, let's get off this rock. Of course, I was the only one that beamed up in the 23rd century transporter. Everyone else got the current transporter.
Looks like we beamed up just in time. Several Tholian ships are on an attack vector.
Go to red alert. All hands, battle stations. Myself to the bridge.
Warning, ship is under attack.
We will do what you will not. We will repair time.
Haha! Ooh, I like that. I just fold space jumped out of a darn web. Haha! Over here!
Something is happening. It's happening again. Another anomaly is forming.
Prepare for battle. It's not over yet. Can wait a sec. Clean out my inventory. Didn't mean to pick those up. Acknowledge. Put her on screen.
I see you found my displaced temporal counterpart. Well done.
Thank you, Admiral.
An operations team is standing by on this vessel to assist with her temporal reintegration. Please beam her aboard, and we will begin the process. It is possible that I may acquire a new set of memories as part of the process. A small price to pay to stabilize the timeline. As it has been said, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Or the one.
Admiral, I also have Sela aboard.
I see. Having read the briefing from Starfleet Command, I find her presence here to be most logical, considering the situation.
She's agreed to go into custody now that the issue has been resolved.
Very well. I will take custody of Sela and deliver her to a secure facility once the reintegration procedure is complete. Beam her aboard with my temporal counterpart.
As you wish, Admiral. Welshman out.
It seems our journey is at a parting of the ways once more.
So it seems. You did agree to place yourself into custody, however.
I did, and I will. But I have a condition to my surrender.
Bring it up with the Admiral. It's out of my hands now. All decks have reported and Admiral, we're ready to depart. Alrighty, let's get out of here. Let's finish out this mission. See, I wonder if they're going to finish this up. Finish this arc. Because some say that's supposed to be Data.
Tell me about my
technically
mother.
probably B4 because Data got destroyed in Nemesis. Well, let me finish out my episode first. I'm not done yet.
The timeline is stabilizing. Anomaly counts are dropping, and our agents are reporting a decline in temporal aftershocks due to recent events. That's a good thing, by the way. The aftershocks of our recent discoveries on Pictet may take some time for Sela to resolve, however. I hope she's able to find a sense of peace and closure from what she's learned today. I'll be heading back to Temporal Command once we've fully integrated the two Tenays. Be seeing you.
Yep, I guess. Yeah, I don't need that armor.
Stay safe out there.
People use it for right now. Alright, since we got that. Alright, well that is that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Till the next episode, which is probably going to be Beyond the Nexus, because that's probably because that's where I'm technically at in the episodes. And I'll be there in a sec. I'm trying to close out this episode. Alright, so till next time. Later.